I'm Stephan Mercatoris at Nutanix. There's a lot of interesting people in the technology industry that make life what it is today. Here I get a chance to chat with them while tasting delicious craft brews from around the world. This is Beers with Engineers. My guest today is Anil Chilukuri, Senior Member of Technical Staff at Nutanix. All right. Hey, Anil. Thanks for joining me here in Durham, North Carolina for Beers with Engineers. We're here at the Durty Bull Brewing Co, and they've provided us some beers, so we're going to taste some beers and talk about technology and just see where things go.
Yeah, glad to be here, and sounds good.
All right, cool. All right, so I guess to start off with, let's just try this one out. All right, cheers.
Cheers.
It's a
slightly,
bit, yeah, it's a little sour.
Yeah, sour. Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's got a little sweetness to it. I'd almost guess maybe some pear or something along those lines.
Okay. Oh yeah.
It's interesting. I like it. I personally like sour beers a little bit. So
I'm kind of all over the place in terms of a beer taste.
Yeah.
But certainly this hits the spot. It's actually pretty good.
What does a general day look like for you? Because I know that you're probably working on, say, bugs or improvements or new features, or what kind of things do you normally work on?
A lot of collaboration.
Okay.
Certainly, that's the first thing that comes to my mind. Interacting with people, coming up with solutions, doing a lot of collaborative work, and having fun.
Yep.
And also, no day goes by without talking about soccer or cricket, for that matter.
Yeah, that's good. Are there any maybe features or different items within the product that you've worked on specifically?
Dedupe, compression, erasure coding.
Okay.
So a lot of very feature-rich portfolio that we have. I have worked on most of those features.
Okay.
However, in the more in terms of complexity, erasure coding was one of those very fun projects. Just also interacting with fellow test engineers and development engineers, coming up with solutions, problems to challenges at a lightning speed, and actually seeing them to work. It was excellent.
All right, cool. How about we try beer number 2?
Sure thing.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Wow. All right. So this one's way more hoppy.
Yes.
It's definitely, I would guess, an IPA. It's also a little weird coming from this beer where it's way more sour. So it feels like having drank a sour beer for a while, this is very, very different.
It's really good.
Yeah. I like it. I'm not a huge IPA guy personally, but this isn't bad. It's not overly hoppy. It has a little bit of sour notes, but it's generally just kind of hoppy. So I like it.
Yeah. When it comes to beer, my tastes are all over the place.
Yep.
Yeah. So I love this one. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. Hosting Beers with Engineers, you kind of have to be all over the place a little bit.
I think we are at a very fascinating time right now in terms of technology. Personally, cloud computing and the slightly less pervasive fog computing is something that I personally
Fog computing?
Fog, F-O-G, fog computing.
What is fog computing?
So cloud computing is where you tend to centralize all of your compute, just like the cloud.
Yep.
Fog is all about distributed,
keeping
it local, like Internet of Things.
Yeah, like hybrid, kind of.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
And what is even more fascinating is the fact that storage and hyperconvergence is front and center in all of that.
Yep.
Be it the analytical portion or the scale or what have you. It's quite exciting, and that personally excites me a lot.
Yep.
So outside of that, the fact that even the programming languages and some of the challenges that one faces during both development and test are also evolving rapidly. These are things that are welcome challenges personally.
Is that just due to, say, there being a new language that's getting used? I know Go is like a big thing these days, or is it that we're using different kinds of applications and tools to actually enable that sort of development?
Absolutely, both actually.
That deployment.
Right.
Yeah.
It's both.
Yep.
So we do have evolution in terms of like programming languages, but also even existing languages, the way they are being used, new algorithms are being developed, and whatnot.
Okay. Beer number 3 is considerably different than what we've had thus far. It is a whole different shade. But I'm a big fan of dark beer, so I'm excited. You down to try the third beer?
Absolutely.
All right, cheers.
All right.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's actually, I like that a lot.
Did it have like a little bit of a sweet / chocolatey
Yeah,
taste
it's
to
definitely
it?
got some heavy chocolate notes, but it's also got like a fruity
That's right.
front side of it. But it kind of finishes with like a chocolatey, like more stout porter sort of taste. This is really interesting. Look, what kind of things do you do outside of work for fun?
I tend to play a lot of soccer.
Okay.
I tend to talk a lot about soccer.
Okay.
Watch a lot of soccer.
What's your favorite team?
It is Real Madrid.
Nice.
It's a team in Madrid in Spain. I don't know if you heard of Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh yes, I'm very familiar with Cristiano Ronaldo. Yep.
So he's part of that team. And outside of soccer, I tend to play a lot of board games.
Okay. What kind of board games have you been playing?
Mainly semi-strategy.
Okay.
So something like Catan,
Okay,
which not only involves strategy but also a little bit of luck.
Yep.
Keeps the game alive. A lot of trading.
Yep.
And things along those lines.
Yeah. Catan, the number one divider of friendships.
Yeah, very familiar.
Yeah, I recently acquired a board game called Time Stories, which is, I haven't played it quite yet, but I've heard that it's very almost like a investigative, and you can only really play it once. So I'm very kind of intrigued by this whole idea. People typically buy it and then they play it once and sell it. So.
Oh, nice.
I like it quite a bit.
Yeah, Catan has a slight flavor of that, where they have like the cards that are like flipped. You have to discover them as you go.
Yep.
So it's actually pretty exciting.
Yeah.
For a game that's based on dice.
Yep.
Fun game.
In terms of board games, I typically end up playing a lot of, I like very simple games, just because to me simplicity is what makes a game great. Simple designs are awesome, especially if they're replayable. So I end up playing a lot of games like Coup or Resistance, these kind of like social, it involves a lot of lying. I think they're interesting. But yeah, so those are the types of games that I typically end up playing. But outside of that, I'm pretty much always down to play a board game. All right, so I guess kind of to wrap things up, we're just gonna go through each one and guess at what they may be, and then whether or not we're correct, whatever. But this first beer, just to kind of revisit it, it was a bit of a more soury, fruity, I'm assuming kind of like Brettanomyces sort of sour ale. So I guess let's see. Durty Bull Brewing has actually put on the bottom of the coasters what they are. And so we have, in this particular case, we have an oak-aged blonde sour. So that's kind of along the lines of what we were thinking. I have no idea how much fruit is actually in here. I can kind of get the oak notes too. I just hadn't really thought about it. But definitely a sour. So, cool. All right. 6.9% ABV apparently. So, cool. All right. Nice and light though. It's not super heavy. So, I like that. Thumbs up. Thumbs up? Cool.
Yep.
All right. So moving on to that second beer. Let's give that a try. I mean, even just smelling it, you can tell it's an IPA. It's definitely an IPA. A bit more hoppy. It has a slight sour finish to it. Pretty good, nice and light. Like I said, I'm not an IPA guy personally most of the time, but this is fine. So let's see what it actually is. We have an Imperial Rice IPA.
Nice.
Cool. I can't say I've ever had one of these. So this is the first time for me.
8.2%.
8.2%, not around. And then last we had a much darker beer. Even just smelling that, you get like kind of the sweeter, like fruitier notes. And this is an oak-aged Baltic porter. It's pretty good. Oh, okay. All right, well, we have the bottle now. And this is a 10% alcohol beer. Like, this is quite a high ABV, but I'm pretty happy with it. I couldn't drink this all night, but this is something I do enjoy. So again, this one gets a thumbs up from me. I would say, what would you say is your favorite out of the 3 here?
Actually, I think this one I like the best.
Yeah, I would say this is also my favorite. I'm a little bit kind of predisposed to enjoying a dark beer, but this one is very different than what I would consider a normal dark beer. So I like this quite a bit.
Awesome.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for joining me here at
Absolutely.
At Durty Bull Brewing here in Durham, North Carolina, and thank you to Durty Bull for hosting us. The beers have been great. They're all from Durty Bull Brewing Company here as well. So, by all means, feel free to come check it out.
Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks a lot, Anil.
Thanks.